I know, I know. This is the third time in less than 24 hours that I've uploaded this video. But just let me explain. What happened was I put together the blog last night and uploaded the video. And shortly after this, it came to my attention that I had left an outtake late in the video. And as an editor, this is extremely embarrassing. So I got up early this morning, re-edited the video, and re-uploaded it to YouTube. Except I uploaded the original video instead of the revised one. And I just cannot allow that error to remain on the internet. On a brighter note, I used the same golf ball on all 18 holes today at Shadow Mountain. And not only that, the green team, which I was a part of, captured the 2019 Ryder Cup Championship. And my brother-in-law, Kyle, came away with the green jacket for best individual score. And now, for more golf talk, over to Rye from 24 hours ago. Hi everyone, I am in beautiful Fairmont, British Columbia on day 2 of a 3-day golf retreat with my dad and 12 other guys. I had a pretty decent round this afternoon. As a matter of fact, if you take away my 5 triple bogeys and my 6 double bogeys and my 5 bogeys, I broke even today at Eagle Ranch. We're having a really good time out here. Although my dad's self-coaching can be a little distracting at times.
Oh, Albert, beauty. Oh, Alvin, come on. Oh, pull it together, Alfonso, come on.
His name is actually Alan. Anyway, since I am in the midst of a fiercely competitive golf tournament, I thought it'd be a good idea to use some golf terminology to describe my thoughts on what's transpired with the Oilers recently. In golf, a mulligan is a do-over, where a player gets to replay a shot without counting the original shot and without assessing any penalty. This is essentially what Daryl Cates has done with Bob Nicholson. Despite the fact that Nicholson oversaw a team that missed the playoffs for 3 of 4 years with Connor McDavid on the roster, he publicly admitted to interviewing no one for the general manager position back in 2015, and he blamed both the city's water supply and a 4th-line winger for the team missing the playoffs last year. Nicholson was still allowed to hire the new general manager. And from what I've heard, he might even be taking on a bigger role in the organization. In the game of golf, par for the course is the number of strokes that a high-quality player is expected to get in a 9 or 18-hole game. In life, this is something we say when something happens that is normal or expected. Despite identifying that the Oilers need to get this right when it came to the hiring of the new general manager, Bob Nicholson resorted to classic Oiler methodology in this process. He hired someone based on the past. Whether it's bringing in one of the most successful coaches of all time after he's already retired, filling a long-time need for a physical presence up front by signing ultra-intimidating power forward Milan Lucic, just as his prime is ending, or hiring an ex-Oiler player and ex-Oiler coach to be the new Oiler general manager. And the Ken Holland hiring is just the latest example of this. Holland had great success in Detroit, but that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I'm just kidding about that last part, but you get the point. Everything this organization does is focused on what's already happened. They seriously need to get some younger, forward-thinking people with fresh ideas. Because, quite honestly, I don't trust Bob Nicholson to run a lemonade stand, never mind the professional hockey team that I cheer for. The back nine refers to the final 9 holes in a round of golf. This is also an idiom we use to describe when someone is in the later stages of life or their career. At age 63 and after 22 years of managing the Red Wings, I think it's safe to say that Ken Holland is on the back nine. Obviously, he's had a very long career, so I'm not going to examine his entire body of work. There's already been plenty of coverage of that over the last week. What I'd like to do is just talk about a few things I appreciate about Holland, and being a toxic Oiler fan, focus on a few areas of concern as well. On the positive side, Ken Holland had great success with the Red Wings. His teams won 10 Central Division titles, 5 Western Conference championships, 4 President's Trophies, and 3 Stanley Cups. Not to mention, under him, the Red Wings made the playoffs for 18 straight years. They were basically like the Bizarro Oilers. Now, I know a lot of people are trying to undercut his success by saying that he inherited a really good team loaded with Hall of Famers, and that a lot of his success came pre-salary cap. These are all fair points, but I think it's important to remember just how difficult it is to have success in the NHL, and more importantly, how difficult it is to maintain success, which we've seen firsthand here in Edmonton. Most managers aren't employed as long as Holland because their teams don't remain competitive as long as his did. And I have a lot of respect for Holland's philosophy of allowing players plenty of time to develop their game in the minor leagues. This is directly in contrast to the salary cap Oilers, where they rushed pretty much all of their first-round picks directly to the NHL and gave them way too much responsibility when they were there. Because of Holland's draft and development model in Detroit, they really had no reason to make blockbuster trades over the years to fill holes on the roster, which is fantastic. This is the way you should run your team. However, one of the biggest issues facing the Oilers this offseason is they need to make some very difficult trades. In my opinion, they needed to hire a ruthless negotiator to try to get rid of some of these bad contracts. In recent years, other than trading Tomas Tatar for a first, second, and third round pick, Holland has done more to handcuff his team with bad contracts than clearing up salary cap space. That makes me very uneasy. Something else that troubles me about Holland is that Detroit had finally made the decision to move on from him. Granted, they were hiring what I feel is the best general manager in the business in Steve Yzerman, but the fact that they didn't want him making roster decisions anymore is concerning. I mean, the optics of this hire are just terrible. With the Oilers, who finished 7th from the bottom in the standings and had the 4th highest payroll, hiring the manager of the team that finished 3rd from the bottom in the standings and had the highest payroll. But optics aside, Detroit would have given Holland a ton of leeway due to his past success, and they had finally had enough. But the biggest problem I have with this whole thing is all this talk about Holland having full autonomy. First of all, that should just go without saying when you're getting the top job. Secondly, this just confirmed what everybody already knew, that Cates and the Old Boys Club are clearly interfering with personnel decisions. And third, he absolutely does not have full autonomy because one of the people that he needs to fire is the guy that hired him. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what you or I think. We just need Ken Holland to do a good job. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and wish me luck at Shadow Mountain tomorrow.